So this is the xBox 360 wireless charge mat. It's powered by a USB, so it's just 5 volts. So you could cut this cable off and put a Molex on the end of it. And this is the rechargeable battery. They only do it in white as far as I know, so I'm going to buy a normal xBox battery charger and just take this bit off and replace it with a black one, because it's the exact same design. So it'll be a case of just pulling this off with a screwdriver and gluing a black one on, and you just put it on the mat like so, and it turns green, it flashes green to charge, and when that's fully charged that'll stay a solid green, it'll stop flashing. And obviously there's enough room to put another one there, and you can charge these while they're still in your Xbox controller. So the idea is just to chuck your whole controller on there. So I've already taken the bottom bit off this, and this is exactly what I was hoping the design was. Instead of, these are the charging pads here, the wireless charging pads, and this is what I was hoping, that it wasn't one big circuit board, because I'm not going to be able to fit it underneath my PC case if it was a big board. So it's a nice little small board there, and then we've got 2 little pads. So what I'll do is I'll unscrew them and then I'll basically put that on top of, underneath this bit here, glue it to the inside of here, and then when I put the controller on in there, it'll charge it. And also I have changed the jumpers on the motherboard, so when the computer's off there's still 5 volts going through the system, so you can still charge up your phones and you'll be able to still charge this while the computer's turned off. So I'll just take this out now. There's a couple of screws to take out, and some of the leads as well. There's leads at each side, and there are 2 colour lead, so that'd be easy enough to wire up somewhere on the case so I can see when it's charging and when the charge is finished. So it seems to do the job, and they don't cost that much as well. There's the USB connection there. It's just your standard mini USB, a little on off switch. I'll have that turned on all the time, and that's about it really. So I'll just take these out on that and then we'll take the PC case to bits and sort about where to place these 2 mats. Okay, so I've just taken these off, and as you can see it's just a coil of copper, and it's very thin, so all I really need to do is just take this out here and glue this underneath my case, and obviously that's charging, and you can, there's quite a distance you can move around the coil before it loses its signal to charge the battery. So you've got a wide area and to put this, you know, for your battery. So, and you suppose you could just put a little round magnet in the middle there and a magnet inside here, so it grips it a bit more to help line it up, because I know some other wireless chargers out there for like mobile phones and stuff, it grips them. It's the same this side as well. So I might just take these coils out and glue them underneath the case, or I might just use this whole plate here and use the screws and screw it underneath the case. I'll see how much room I've got, and then this will just simply be screwed again to underneath the case somewhere, and then I'll rearrange the LED somewhere on the front of the case so I can see when it's charging and when the charge is finished. So I'll just take the top of my case off now. Okay, so I got the front panel off now, and this is where I'm going to install the wireless charge on this Zalman case. For all the users that are watching this and not doing it on a Zalman case, you'll have to come up to where you want to place yours. But if you've got this case and you want to do this mod, then this is the perfect case to do it, because I don't know if you can see, but underneath this you've got loads of room, as you can see there. More than enough room to get all the electronics in for the wireless charge. And you've also got another bit of plastic here, so you could screw the board on, so nothing's going to short out. And you can take this off. Like so. So I'll just glue one of the wireless charging pads underneath there. You want to put this controller on so you know where to put the charge, and it fits in perfectly right there. The trigger's there, button up against this edge here, so I'd only have to just put that on like that, like so. And I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, it's only just over the ports, but you can still get access to these two and to the USB 3s. You can just get to the you can't get to that jack there, that's the microphone, but I can live with that. And it doesn't look too bad like that, you know. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. So now I just need to take this off, and I mean, I've got these here, I've already taken it to bits now, as you can see. These are just all the LEDs. You'll only need one for each charging pad. I mean, I might only just use one charging pad because you can only fit one controller on there. So, or I might even just put the second one here. So if I have another battery, I can just put the battery on its own there. So I've got my xBox one, so I've got two batteries charging. Maybe. Suppose it wouldn't hurt. So I'll just take this off now and show you how to line it up. So when you put the controller on there, it will sense it and start charging. So we can just take this off. It's not really needed. We can get away without having that on. Controller to the board, then we can work on it a bit better. Lift this up. There we go. There we go. And now we can tip it upside down. That's probably the best idea to do. So, should put that torch in there to keep it straight, maybe. Just use that. There we go. So, now if I put this on here, find out where the battery is located, which would be somewhere here. There we go. So now we know where we need to put this wireless charge pad, because as you can see, it's found the battery and it's now charging. So now we need to just glue this into place. Okay, so to keep this video nice and simple. I've decided just to use one charging pad and one LED indication charging LED. Now I'll just give you a closer look so you can see what I've basically done. I've just taken off the rest of them off, cut them off, and in the future you can always add them if you want to do two charging things, but I'm going to keep this simple. So it's just easier for everybody to follow if anybody's going to do this with this case. I have actually got this plugged in to a USB 4-port hub, which has its own power source into the mains socket in your house. This is just so I can charge it. It's not actually connected to the computer remote. This is just so I can find out where's the best place to put this so it detects the battery, and then I can glue it on. So now I'm going to use a hot glue gun, which is the best thing to use for something like this. Because this is quite strong glue, and it sets in a matter of seconds once it's cooled down, and you can always take it off. It's not a permanent fix, you know, it's strong enough to keep things there, but so we'll just get this on now. Now I think what I'm going to do is just to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to take this out of here like so, and we're going to have it in this position so we can bend this whole circuit board back. So now it's just a case of lining this up so it detects the battery, which is about there. Okay. Now just give it a few light squeezes. You don't need much on this, it's only just to hold it in position. There we go. Just go to the other side as well. Oh. Okay, so just wait for that to dry. And that's that done. Now what we can do is we can fold this whole board. Now I'll just take the power out. So we can fold this whole board over. Like so. And I think what I'll do actually is I'll just put some tape over this so it doesn't short. I'll just bring this a bit closer so we can see. I'll just put some tape over this so when we put this board over the top of it, it doesn't short out on any of it. Now, there we go. This is just normal tape, there's no special. And then we'll bend this back over into it, like so. I'm going to need the lead going over here, so we'll just place this somewhere in the middle, bend them there, and then we'll just get some more hot glue on there, on this hot glue gun, do another stick in it. Glue this down. Just on each corner would be more than enough. and wait for that to dry. So now we've done that, we're just going to double check it. So I can remove this tape now. It's holding the Xbox controller in position. There we go. Could really do with a new controller, but so, and that's basically it. And what I will do on this is, you're probably thinking, well, where am I going to put that LED so I know when it's charging or not? Well, you can actually buy these. These are little LED holders. These are the smallest kinds. You can get them in all kinds of sizes. And all you do is drill a hole, put this in the hole, and then screw this little bolt on the back of it so it holds it in place. And then you just put your little LED into that hole, and it just finishes it off. It's a little LED bezel, and I happen to have some of these laying around from previous builds and stuff. So, and it's the right size to fit in there. So I could use the original LED, but I am actually going to use. I'm going to modify this LED a bit so when it's charging, it'll be flashing blue instead of green, and then when it's fully charged, it'll stay a solid blue, just to match all the other LEDs on the front of the case. But that's easy enough to do. And I'm going to mount this little LED underneath here, in there, like so. Okay, so it's back in the case now. I've just got the power cable out the back for now. This is just to see if it fits in, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. And there's actually loads of room inside here. And this part is plastic there. And there's loads of room underneath there, so we didn't really need to do it that thin, but it works and it fits back in the case nice and neat. At the moment of truth, will it still charge the controller? Now I've got the LED down there for now. You should always check your work as you go, so it's easier to correct any mistakes. And there you go, it's charging. Now it now charges in that position, and it will also charge in this position. There you go. Just to prove it, look, take it off, not charging, and it'll even charge that way as well, look. So I don't have to worry about, oh, I need to position. I can just basically chuck it on there in any sort of way I want, and it'll charge. So there we go. So now we need to I need to just do the LED, and then put all the case back together and enjoy the mod. Okay, so I've just drilled the hole. I just decided to use a Dremel in the end, as you can see there. It just makes life a little bit easier, but you can use a normal drill, and any drill bit will work. Obviously you make sure you get the right size, and there you go, it's all fitted nice and neat in line with this little groove there. So now this LED will actually glow most of this compartment, red or blue, whatever colour it is when it's charging, when it's finished charging. And there it is there at the back. So now all I need to do is just to extend this cable, and then put this LED inside there, and then we'll get a bit of hot glue again and just go over the top, just so the LED doesn't come out. As you can see there. Well, so yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so the original cable for the LED wasn't long enough, so rather than extension it, make it longer, I've just decided to make my own cable to the right size and soldered it on. And as you can see, it goes around there, bends in, goes into the LED like so. So I'm just going to test it again. Always test your work when you've done something. So obviously if something's not working, you can you know what the problem is. I'll just plug this into here. Okay, it's got power, controller, and then you can just see the glow like that. My camera's not picking it up very well, but at night that'll give a nice little glow. So now that's done, I'll just quickly tell you what I did. I just used a blue LED that I had spare, and you use the original cable from this, was black in the middle and red on the outside. I mean yellow on the outside. So this one there I've soldered is the yellow, and the middle there is the black, and then that's the red for obviously the red light. It's labelled anyway, look there, R for red, and on the other side it's G for green, and then you just come all the way up, soldered into your new LED. I'm going to keep this as it is. There's no need to start soldering that on, because that's only to give the 5 volts power to this, and that's obviously your on and off switch. I'm just going to leave that on, because obviously this is going to be put back into the case. So now I need to fit this all back in the case and figure out how I'm going to power it. I will probably chop this off and put it to one of the USB power, the internal USBs. I'll probably put it onto one of the power pins on there, so when the computer's turned off it will still charge. So I'll just do that now. Okay, so I've chopped the USB plug off the end. There's just 2 cables in there, a red and a white, and I'm going to thread it through. In fact, I'm going to thread it through here, like so. And there's the thing there. As you can see, there's the cable. As you can see, there's the cable to charge it, give power to it. You'll have to just excuse the other stuff on the top left. That's an xBox 360 receiver that I've soldered in. So now I'm just going to put this back onto the case, and I'll put this wire followed down the back of here from these USBs. Got to put these USBs back in. Okay, so we're nearly finished now. I've just run the cable down here where all these USB goes from the front. I just run them at the same with them down here, and this is the end. Now there's a few options for you. You could connect these 2 cables in this to power it to a Molex plug. Obviously pick the 5 volts, or you could just extend. I mean, this cable's pretty long enough. If you can get it through that hole at the top here without chopping the USB off, then you can keep the USB on it and just run this out the back and then plug it into one of your spare USB ports at the back. That is another option, and that way if you've set up your motherboard to still give 5 volts power when the computer's turned off, you'll still be able to charge it. I'm not going to do any of them because my power supply, I modded it a long time ago, and basically I've had a cable coming out of the power supply. Now this is constant 5 volts whether the computer's turned off or on. These 2 cables give a constant 5 volts, just the same as you can see, look, my computer's turned off but that USB port is still giving power. So all you'd have to do is just plug it into there if you wanted to do it easy like that. But I want to have this nice and tidy. I don't want cables going out of my back of my computer and then back into the USBs there. So I'm simply going to connect mine to this because I'm not using this anymore now. I'll just get a torch so you can see. Okay, so we can see a bit better now. So that's the cable that's coming out of the power supply that I did. Now, inside the power supply, I soldered them two cables to one of these pins, which is a constant 5 volts. It was for a fan controller to keep the fans going while the computer's off for an extra 5 minutes, but I don't use that anymore. So if you want to do what I did, it's a lot of messing about and a lot of soldering. Find out, I can't remember which two colours these are now. Obviously one of them will be black, your F. I think it might be the red, but just Google it and check which one's a constant 5 volts, and then take power supply to bits, solder the two cables inside and then have it coming out, so you've got an extra little cable. I will eventually put a plug on the end of this and on the end of that, so you can remove it all nice and easily if you need to be. But I'm just going to solder this now for now on here, because I haven't got no plugs at the minute, and then we'll give it a go. Okay, so for now I've just decided to use a junction block on this, because I'm going to be changing it to a little plug. So this is just quick and easy to do for now, and it's safe as well, because I've run out of heat shrink, so I can't really solder it up just yet. So it's all in. If you are going to do this the way I have, just check with a multimeter that there's 5 volts going through it, and obviously turn your computer on and check that there's still only 5 volts going through, just to make sure it doesn't spike. But it shouldn't do. I've already checked this with a multimeter, and this is 5 volts whether the computer's on or off. So all's good. So now I'll just put the side panels on and we'll test it out.